Hi, and welcome back to 5-Minute Life Hacks. I'm your host, Natalia Ambrosia, coming at you from my bedroom in Los Angeles, California. I recorded today's episode a few weeks back, right after the Oprah's 2020 Vision Tour. This is her interview she had with JLO, and it's about the life lessons that I learned from JLO from her talking to Oprah, which I actually find really relevant right now, because right now we're being asked to be more introspective, think about how we want to live our lives and proceed in the future, how we want to connect with ourselves, everyone else, and the earth. And so this advice, I think, is relevant now, whether you're in quarantine or whether we're past this, to really look inward. So enjoy. So we all know JLO. We all know her as the 50-year-old woman who looks amazing and wonderful and performs. I think JLO is very inspiring because actually in the last 10 years, I feel like her career has become even more of a focus and she's been working harder than ever. And she's even said this in her own interviews. At least for me and for a lot of those around me, we just think of her as killing it. She's at the top of her game. And yes, she looks amazing, but that's not what I want to focus on today. What I want to focus on is the essence of JLO and what we can take from her to live our best lives, regardless of age or position. As Oprah's interview with JLO started, Oprah, of course, was like, JLO, you look amazing. You are amazing. What is your secret to staying and feeling so young at 50? And JLO responded, I don't really have a secret. I guess the way I think about life is that age is just a number. I'm constantly learning. My secret is that I still feel the same way I did when I was 28 than I do now. I'm hungry for life and I just want to continue learning and doing what I can. And it was actually when I had my kids 10 years ago that I decided I wanted to do even better than I was doing. And that's when I started even taking my career up a notch. The second thing was she talked about self-love a lot. And so we look at JLO and we think she's beautiful. Of course, she's going to love herself. But Oprah asked her, do you look in the mirror every day and think you're beautiful and amazing? And JLO paused and she was humbled and she really and honestly said, sometimes, I'm just like everyone else. I look in the mirror and I look at myself and I see my faults. I see my crooked nose or my teeth. And I look at myself and I think I could be better. But there are days when I look at myself and I do think, I look good and I appreciate those days. But what I found really useful about this was that if somebody like JLO with this look, the money, the experience can look at herself and still be vulnerable and have self-doubt, then of course it's normal that somebody who doesn't have the same thing she does is going to look in the mirror and also feel vulnerable. So I think in the end it's outlining the fact that we're all human and that we just have to accept ourselves for who we are. And JLO pointed out that she's been married several times, and something that she's learned in the difference now being 50 and being in love is that she's learned to love herself first. And that's more important. So that's the second thing I learned, is that loving yourself is most important. She said that once she knew and truly loved herself, she realized that she doesn't need anyone else. Somebody else is a complement to herself, but she is enough. She's enough to bring to the table. And once she has that, it's going to make all her relationships better, because you have to love yourself first before anyone else can love you. And you have to take care of yourself first, because oftentimes as mothers, daughters, cousins, friends, we think we have to take care of other people first. But if we are not full ourselves, we can't pour from an empty cup. We have to make sure we're filling ourselves up with love and nourishment in order to help those around us. So to summarize, the two lessons I learned from JLO on staying youthful and living a complete life are, number one, age is just a number. Do not think about the number. Keep living your life. Keep learning, keep growing, keep that hunger there, because it doesn't matter how old you are. You can do whatever you want. And also, don't worry if you have or haven't done anything by a certain age. It's all irrelevant, because we have a long life ahead of us. So it's just about living in the moment and doing the things that you want to do, the things that inspire you, and do what makes you happy. And if you do what makes you happy, it's going to make others around you happy as well. Number two, love yourself first. Love and take care of yourself, because if you don't love and take care of yourself first, then we can't expect others to do the same for us. And if you need a little trick on loving yourself, why don't you check out my very first episode about loving your body and let me know what you think. As always, it's been so great talking to you. Please message me on Instagram at Natalia Ambrosia. Let me know what you think, what you thought about this episode, what you thought about what JLO said. I love hearing from you. And it's really possible to look inward and think about the things that you want and the things you love and the way you want to live your life, whether you're in your bed doing nothing or whether you're working from home or whether you're out there in the world. It's always possible to enjoy life and find the goodness in everything. Sending you lots of love and light. Have an amazing day. Bye.